Shalom. Call Lord Yahweh Bashem Shai. Double honors to my teachers. Start with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Yahweh Bashem Shai. Barakatham to the hopefully elect. And just back with a continuation with the series that I just going into this topic of the four seals, or what's commonly known in the world, people know as the four horsemen, or the four apocalyptic horsemen, that it speaks about here in Revelations, the 6th chapter. Of course, previous video I went over the white horse. All right. And here going to get into the red horse, or this, or the second seal, and jumping right into it. Revelation 6:4 says, let's start at verse 3. And it says, and when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, come and see. And there went out another horse that was red. All right, and again, as I explained before, because this horse is not talking about, see, because a lot of these Christians, they being that, these they don't have the eye self, so they take a lot of things that's meant to be, a lot of things that you're supposed to look at from a spiritual standpoint, and they it's like a lot of things that are written, that you're supposed to look at from a spiritual standpoint. They tend to look at it from carnally. They look at a lot of these sayings carnally. These deep sayings in these parables. Because again, as I explained in the previous video, this horse, it's symbolic for power. Horse represents power. All right, so it's not talking about an actual horse. All right, and this horse, it says that was red. Reading on, it says, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. All right, so what is this going into? All right, again, this red horse, all right, it's going into Esau Edom. All right, when you go to and again, because this is what prompted me to do this little series going into the four horsemen, because I had it on the back of my mind to do a back to the basic, like a back to the basics, and just touching on Esau Edom, because a lot of times you might hear me say, talk about Esau Edom, Esau Edom. I never really broke it down, and for whatever reason, I've always like I said, because with that being said, I also had going into the red horse. So I had this this topic on the back of my mind dealing with Esau Edom, and right alongside there, the red horse. Both these two topics were just sitting on the back of my mind. So it just kind of, that's, and like I said, this is what kind of prompted me to do this little series. So it kind of ties in, and kind of worked out through the spirit. But so again, going back to this red horse, which again being Esau Edom. All right. But when you go to the beginning in Genesis 25 and 25, matter of fact, starting at verse 23, says, and the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and that one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb, and the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. So you see, again, because being that, also on another note, a lot of times you hear me say, refer to the white man as a so-called white man, because he's not white. All right. Typically white in the Bible is associated with purity and righteousness, right? And being that Esau Edom, which is the so-called white man, all right. Again, because the Bible, goes into how the Lord created him to be the wicked. Oftentimes you hear about the wicked throughout the Bible. A lot of times it's talking about Esau, Edom. All right, because we all have our lot in this um, movie that we're living in. All right, in this life that we live. We all have our lot. We all have our roles. All right, individually and as a nation. And Esau, Edom, he's elated to play the wicked of this earth. All right, to put it in layman terms, he's slated to play the bad guy in this movie. All right, being that Jacob is set up to play the righteous, he was created to play the wicked. All right, and like I said, because I mentioned that again, because they try to refer to themselves as white, which again, like I said, is often equated with righteousness and purity, and Esau, he's far from that. All right. Read verse 25 again. It says, "And the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau." All right, and again, this being the who called so-called white people today, the so-called Caucasians. All right. I'm gonna read on down. It says, "And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was three score years old when she bare them." All right, and just to give some like a brief description. All right, because you notice how it doesn't give a physical description of Jacob, which that's our forefather, the progenitor of the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. All right, because he came out looking like everyone else, with a pigmentation. See, Esau, it talks about how he came out red all over like in hairy garment, basically giving it a physical description of what he looked at, because there was something odd about this child. All right, he was born without pigmentation in his skin. His blood shows forth through his translucent skin. All right, and that's pretty much what his name goes into. Because again, he was born without pigmentation, so his blood shows forth through his skin. Um, so again, that's why gave the description of Esau. I didn't give a description of Jacob. All right, because Jacob came out with pigmentation. Came out normal basically. All right. In verse 26 it says, "And after that came his brother out," and it's like I read that. Verse 27 it says, "And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field." All right, just more description of who Esau Edom is today. All right, these people that call themselves so-called, these so-called rednecks. All right, these people that like to go outdoors and go for hikes and live out in the woods and go in the mountains and all these other extravagant things. All right, that's the characteristics of Esau Edom. This is they get these characteristics from their forefather Esau. All right, and it goes deeper than that when you read about Cain and throughout the generations of Cain. All right, and Cain's seed. All right, because if you don't know, Esau didn't. Esau's history didn't start here. It goes deeper than that. You read about Cain. All right. But nevertheless, sticking to the point here concerning Esau, all right. It talks about how he's a cunning hunter. He's a man in the field. Again, he likes to be outdoors in the wilderness and things of that nature. All right, they like to go hunting and stuff like that. All right. Again, this is their characteristics, and just a little more proof that Esau, he's a so-called white man today. All right, because again, you just see, look at the people who like to go out camping and all that stuff. All right, that's Esau. It's the characteristics of Esau Edom. But when you read about Jacob, it says, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. So you see, Jake for the most part, man, Jake likes to chill out. You know, Jake likes to be in the crib playing Xbox or whatever. All right, this is this is where we get our characteristics. This is where we get our characteristics from. Our forefather Jacob. All right, and also because that word plain also goes into I believe. Let me see what the definition here says real quick. Because I believe the word that word plain also goes into like righteousness, if I'm not mistaken. Just read some of this. Let me before I get any distractions. So the definition for plain, it says perfect, complete, perfect, one who lacks nothing in physical strength, beauty, sound, wholesome. Because again, basically, man, if I'm not mistaken, the understanding, again, actually, it says it down here. Strong's definition. It says complete, usually pious, specifically gentle, coupled together, perfect, plain, undefiled, upright. All right, which again, basically, if I'm not mistaken, it goes into righteousness. All right, because again, Jacob was which is so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, the Israelites. We were created to be the righteous, and Esau, he was created to be the wicked. All right, all in all. But again, not to get too deep into it, just sticking to the point, just to get a little few more points concerning Esau, just to show him more how the characteristics on how that Esau is going into the so-called white man today. Jumping down to verse 29, it says, and Jacob sawed pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. All right, because that red pottage basically goes into like raw meat. More characteristics of Esau. All right, they like their steak, bloody, barely cooked, rare. Right. On the other hand, man, Jake, they want their shit cooked. But again, just show more characteristics of Esau Edom, and showing that he is a so-called white man. All right. And again, say so-called because he's not white. All right. Actually, he's red. Because he lacks pigmentation, and his blood shows forth through his skin. All right. So just some brief history, and hopefully further edification, showing that Esau Edom, being the so-called white man, all right, he's actually the red man, the red Hebrew Edomites. All right. But again, showing that he's that going back to Revelations, the 6th chapter. All right, that this red horse is talking about Esau Edom. All right, because in the previous video I also mentioned, not the last video, but I think a video before that I did the other day, going into Job 9:24, how the earth was given unto the hand of the wicked. All right, where's this at? All right, so yeah, because when you read on, verse 4 says, and there went out another horse that was red. All right, and again, this red horse is going into Esau Edom. The Lord allowed Esau to pretty much play out his lot, which is to be the wicked, and pretty much bring destruction upon this earth. All right, because I was going into how this earth is sick, man, and this curse that needs to be removed from this earth. All right, it says, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. So you see, again, because it's all to fulfill the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai at the end of the day. All right, because like I said, Esau, I mean, he's doing nothing more than playing out his part. He's playing his lot. He's playing his role. All right. And again, you just look at and see what's going on today with all the riots and protests around the world, man. All right, clearly there's no peace on this earth at all. All right, and again, the root cause being this cancer. All right, this curse, which is Esau Edom. All right, It says, in that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. Yeah, because again, Esau being the nothing but the um that's in I think that's in Isaiah the 10th chapter. And look for this real quick. Isaiah 10 and 5. Isaiah 10 and 5, it says, "O Assyrian," all right, because again, there's a lot of code names, because again, this Bible is a book of parables, dark sayings, mysteries, similitudes, and things of that nature. All right. So, one of the names for Esau, Edom, that Assyrian. This is who is talking about here in this verse. Verse 5, it says, "O Assyrian, the rod of mine anger, and the staff in their hand is mine indignation." Yeah, because throughout time, man, with these different captivities and whatnot, that the nation of Israel, what we've been through, all right, the Lord used these nations to punish us, and punish our forefathers, to punish the Israelites, all right. Again, to all fulfill the will of Yahweh Shem Shai at the end of the day, all right. And again, Esau, Edom, he's not more than the punishing rod of the Heavenly Father, all right. Even more so used to punish the Israelites, all right. Read that again. It says, "O Assyrian, the rod of mine anger, and the staff in their hand is mine indignation." Yet because the Lord pretty much allowed Esau, Edom to, cause all this havoc and do the things that he does to fulfill his will. All right. Esau is not more than the spanking tool, the whipping stick of the Heavenly Father. All right. He's not but a pawn for the Heavenly Father, whether he knows it or not, whether he believes it or not. All right. And again, because even more so, man, the Lord is about to give Esau, Edom, the green light to really come down, not only on the world, but even more so these Jakes, to execute judgment. All right. Let me go back to Genesis, the 35th chapter. I think it's in the 35. No, I don't think this is it. Or is it? Matter of fact, bear with me as I look for this. So, again, hopefully the point has been made concerning this red horse. All right. It's actually Esau, Edom, which is the so-called white man, which again, he's not white. All right. He's red. He's the red Hebrew Edomites. These red Hebrew Edomites. And the Lord, which I'm about to go into his blessing if I can look for it. Where would that be? See, this is why it's good to, go back to the basics, man. Looking for the blessing. No, that's not it either. Where would that be? Did I try Genesis? Where would that be? Try Genesis 39. No, that's not it. Yeah, I'm trying to go into, I'm looking for the blessing that Isaac gave to Esau. All right, because again, when you read in Revelation 6 concerning this red horse, all right, power was given unto him. All right, and it goes back to the blessing. Oh man, so much as keep going down or keep going back chapters. Bear with me, y'all, because this is important concerning Esau's blessing. Now, this was when Isaac was pretty much on his deathbed. So I think this is it. Is it it? Oh man. This might be it. Yeah, this is it. And basically just to get to the point, because kind of burnt wasted time looking for it. Go ahead and get right to the point. Slakia for the taking too long. Because again, this is concerning the when Isaac was on his deathbed, and if you have ears to hear, all right. Because again, concerning this red horse spoken about in Revelation, power was given unto him, all right. But if you have the ears to hear and to receive, all right, Isaac was Yahushai, all right, because ultimately Yahushai was the one that gave Esau this blessing, and ultimately Yahushai is going to be the one to take it away, all right. Um, you know, for those that have the ears to hear, to receive. So again, concerning Isaac, which again that was Yahushai, Isaac being on his deathbed, blessed to was going to bless his sons. All right. Um. So starting at Genesis 27:37, it says, "And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son?" Yeah, because again, typically, all the pretty much, the blessings, the inheritance will go to the firstborn, and technically, being that Esau was the firstborn, he was supposed to receive the blessings. He was supposed to get what what we're about to get. All right, what the elect are about to receive, which is the kingdom. Esau was supposed to get that. All right, you know, but again, being the Lord, he, the way that he planned it out, um, set it up to where Jacob would receive that blessing. All right, so um, because always talk about, when I talk to individuals, man, I always talk about concerning this racism and all this things that you see going on, man. It goes deeper than black and white, man. It goes deeper than the color of one's skin. All right, it's not about color. That's one thing people got to understand. It's not about color. All right, this hatred that these so-called white people have for so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, man, it goes deep. All right, and the Esau know that they got supplanted out of the blessing twice. Right, this is another one of those instances where Esau got supplanted out of the blessing. So now he's pleading with his father Isaac for a blessing. All right, because he already passed down the blessing to Jacob. All right, but that's another topic. So it says, verse 38, it says, and Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. It says, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. So you see, all the natural resources of the earth and things of that nature. All right. These things will be given to Esau, Edom. All right. This is why they have every damn thing. All right. This is why they had their pretty much their I'll say they pretty much have their hand in each damn nearly every continent. All right, a lot of these nations, they with all these U.S. embassies and things of that nature. All right, Esau going into these different countries and whatnot, taking their resources and things of that nature. All right, but also it says, verse 40 says, and by thy sword shalt thou live. All right, and this is how they're able to obtain all these things, through violence and bloodshed. All right, and the modern the sword is just basically going into the killing instruments, which would today the modern sword will be their guns, tanks, military, and things of that nature. All right, their weapons. All right, and it says, and thou shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. All right. And again, being that Esau, he's in his dominion right now. He's in his power seat right now. He's in his rulership right now. All right. Because again, concerning this red horse, the power that was given unto him, it was given unto him. All right. And this was a part, this goes back to his blessing. It's a part of the blessing that was given to him, passed down from Isaac, which again, it was Yahushai. All right. Because again, Yahushai was the one that gave him the blessing, gave him everything that he's got, and Yahushua is going to be the one to take away everything from him. All right, and part of that again being, that dominion and having that rulership over the Israelites. All right, going back to Revelations, the 6th chapter. I'm gonna read that verse again. Verse 4 says, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. So you see, because again, ultimately the Lord used Esau to basically fulfill his will, to fulfill the will of Yahweh Shemel Shai. All right. It says, in that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. Because like I said, that Esau, man, he's about to come into the fulfillment of his blessing. All right. When he speaks about in Revelations 12:12, that great wrath that he's about to come down with. All right. And even more so, he's gonna take this hatred out. This deep rooted hatred that he has for so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. He's gonna, again, the Lord is gonna give him the okay to do so, because again, ultimately, it's going to be that the anger of Yahweh Shemel Shai, the indignation of Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to act out using partly using Esau Edom. All right, and that sword that was given to him. Where is it at? I think that would be Ezekiel 28. Let's see if that's it. No, that's not it. Where's that at? No, this is Ezekiel. Where would that be? Let me try 25. Talks about the sword that is being sharpened. Nope, that's not it. Because again, the Lord used these nations more so to punish Israel. He used these nations to punish the nation of Israel. All right. Ezekiel 21. Ezekiel 21. Starting at verses I'll start at verse 3. I'll just start at verse 1. Ezekiel 21:1, it says, "And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face toward Jerusalem, and drop thy word toward the holy places, and prophesy against the land of Israel." Yeah, man, because, start with the apostles and elders, man, and all the men on down, man. The warnings that we've been trying to tell our people, man, to repent, and get right with Yahweh Shem Shai, man. But Jake, they don't want to listen. So this is why the Lord has a beef with the two-thirds of Israel, man, and he's about to execute judgment. It says, verse 3, "And say to the land of Israel, Thus saith the Lord, Behold, I am against thee, and will draw forth my sword out of his sheath, and will cut off from thee the righteous and the wicked." All right, and again, that sword, or the punishing instrument that the Lord is going to use, all right, using in the form of Esau Edom. All right, he's going to use Esau Edom to punish the world, as well as the nation of Israel, 2/3 of the nation of Israel. All right. And again, this is that red sword that's getting ready to get slacked. This is that red horse that's getting ready to get unleashed. All right. Jumping down to verse 9, it says, "Son of man, prophesy and say, Thus saith the Lord. Say, a sword is sharpened and also furbished." All right. That the devil getting ready to come down with that great wrath. All right. "It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it make glitter. Should we then make mirth? It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree." Yeah, because Jake playing around, like I said, trying to tell Jake to get it together, man. Get your shit together. Get right with Yahweh Shem Shai. But Jake, man, they don't take nothing serious. They don't take Yahweh Shem Shai serious. The scriptures talk about how they loathe his law. They hate the laws and ordinances of Yahweh Shem Shai. And this is why the Lord sets his face against 2/3 of Israel. And this is why everybody get jacked up, man. And this is why the Lord is sharpening the sword. They're getting ready, man. Esau's mounting up. And then it's all the will of Yahweh Shem Shai. Verse 11, it says, "And he hath given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened, and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer." So you see, the Lord is about to give the okay to the red horse to execute judgment and to cause all hell on this earth, man. As if it's not already hectic as it is. All right, but even more so, man, when the Lord, man, really drops the ball, man, when he really drops the hammer, and there's another part of the Bible that talks about how the sword, man, it's not gonna be in vain, man. The Lord, man, he's not gonna hold back on what he said he was gonna do, and the said judgments and the hell that is set to take place on this place. All right, the Lord is not gonna go back on his word. All right. So going back to Revelation 6 and reading verse 4 again, it says, "And there went out another horse that was red." All right. So this is going into Esau Edom, which is not white. All right. The red Hebrew Edomites. All right. It says, "And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword." So again, the Lord is about to he's sharpening the sword, and he's about to give it into the hand of the slayer. He's about to give the okay to Esau Edom, this red horse, to do what they're about to do, man. All right, because again, ultimately it all goes back to the will of Yahweh Shemel Shai. All right, you know, Esau is nothing more than a pawn for Yahweh Shemel Shai. And again, you know, the Lord's about to give the green light for these devils to make their move and to come down with that great wrath and destroy 2/3 of you Jakes, man. You know, but nevertheless, just a quick something again. The second seal, or what many people know as the red apocalyptic horse. All right, it's going into the so-called white man, which is Esau, Edom, the red Hebrew Edomites. All right, so hopefully this was edifying. Once again, I'm gonna give all credit to Yahweh Shemel Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And until next time, Lord's will, I say shalom.